But, you know, since Rick is leaving, I wonder how many people are just going to stop showing up versus come back. Because, you know, starting Saturdays of next month, it's me on Saturdays and Chuck Wednesday nights, because Rick will no longer be teaching.
Okay. You'll be teaching just one more week, or?
Basically, yeah. I mean, he and Kelly are still here, not Kay, sorry. But yeah, I don't know. He said he's going to officially stop teaching, and then they expect to move in the first 2 weeks. So, you know, he's got one more Saturday of teaching, right? Is it just one more Saturday after this one in April? We've got we've got 2 more. So it's the 11th. He'll be teaching 2 more Saturdays. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. No, it's the 18th. I pay my taxes, so he's got 1 more Saturday. I was off by a week.
No problem.
Yeah. So I'm just going to shake until we actually start at 10 after.
Shaky actually kind of tightens me up.
And for some people it does, but, you know, last night, okay, so I've had my heel has been like tweaking 8 months. Now, I did bruise it, but it just wouldn't let go. So last night I was in my kitchen, and imagine I was on the counter, and so I was basically doing like this on a kitchen counter, so this isn't quite the right height. And then I just basically did this, and then, and I managed to get vibration into my butt cheeks. It loosened my heel, because my heel's been tweaking because there was some tightness, and it's called the SBL, the superficial back line, and it goes all the way from your temple down to your heels, a single connected fascia. I didn't know that, and so I did it. And then about 20 minutes later, I was like, wait a minute, where the hell? There's no pain. And it was like, seriously, dude, it was like, I was like, what happened? And I was talking to AI. I said, hey, so it seems like I just released my halo. And what it said was, when I put my body at 90 degrees, you extend that fascia, right? And then the hum is a gentle vibration. And so there was a little knot somewhere, and it just released that little knot, which was, because this is the end, it goes from here to here. So if you're going to feel tension, the end points are where it's going to feel tension. And in retrospect, it made sense, but my experience was my heel's been hurting daily, minor, like plantar fasciitis, 8 months a year, gone.
Yeah, I do a series of stretches on the floor every morning. Lie there.
Oh, yeah.
Because I do this so long. And this one on the floor.
Yeah, definitely. Those are great, because now you're basically working on the outside. So there's connection here. We call that bow 1, right? And there's also I was doing that same thing, but imagine you do the same thing, but now let's see if I can point here. I got to get this so it's stable. Okay, so here we go. So this, and then. Here, Deb, come over here and try pushing on this one. But the thing is, the vibration while you're doing that, it was causing me to get my entire, like this horseshoe shape to integrate. You come, and just the vibration helps loosen up the muscles while you're doing that. And afterwards, I felt like I had just engaged I felt completely ripped, even though I'm not muscular, because it was like everything was just engaged.
The last one I do, and I touch my toes.
So in that case, same thing. If you basically use this as protection, and then just allow like something like this, and then use and what you're trying to get is a little bit of stretch basically back here along the back chain, and eventually over time, if you hold on to that, it will slowly over time release. But the thing is, it takes like 2 to 5 minutes to actually get structural change. Or if you do the shaking and the vibrating, you can get there a lot quicker. Hello, Lynn.
How are you?
I'm good. How you doing? Oh, good. We are recording. Okay, cool. Well, he's often like 15 minutes late. Rick had something to do, so I'm teaching today. Yeah, I actually thought about that. But anyway, but you know now, starting next month, it'll be me teaching. Hey, Mike. We were just talking about you. Lynn just said she talked to you and said you were going to show up. And here you are. So, Lynn, you are a witch. You have predicted the future. Let's go have to throw you in the water and see if you float or sink.
Penny knew I was coming.
Well, she baked a cake. And then of animal poo, and then she had you eat it. All right, kiddies, it's actually 10 after, shall we? I'm going to leave it there. I brought my Tibet.
Good lunch afterwards.
Yeah. All right, kitties. Kitties. Now I'm gonna start a practice that I plan to continue as I'm officially teaching. And it's not going to make any sense, and that's kind of the point. All right. So, inhabit self, expand network, withdraw, terminate, withdraw self. That's it. I'm just going to put those words out there. And I can explain why later on if you are interested, but I'll just say it has to do with the I Ching, basically. So let's go ahead and just get started. But it's essentially, effectively, it's tarot cards, exactly. What I've done here, let's go ahead and start just doing some gentle shaking. And the shaking, this is a general cleanup thing. It's not always the thing you need, but it's a good place to warm up your muscles. And I find that if I do this anywhere from, it really opens up my chest. And if you want to open up your system, if I do this and then sort of basically kind of just gently push my hips out, I feel it all the way up my front, and it just loosens my chest. And I understand it looks stupid, I get it, but you know what? I was just telling David, I bruised my heel stretching. Like I hurt it a little bit. Let's say it was a year ago. My heel has been hurting on and off, not a lot, but on and off for months, 8 months, 12 months, I don't know. And last night, I fixed it. And what I did was I was sort of just doing, I was doing elevated push-ups against my kitchen counter like this and humming. But later on then I did something like this where I was just basically stretching my entire body and then humming. Okay, so let's talk about a few things. There's the superficial back line. All right, it goes from your temple down the side all the way to your heels. Single line. That's a single line. And so when I'm doing this, I'm stretching the entire superficial back line. When I hum, it actually vibrates, and there was some kind of knot there, and it loosened up the knot. And so it was literally like a switch. Now my heel. In fact, about 20 minutes after I did that, I was trying. Wait, there's no pain. What the hell? Wow. Yeah, so like that. Now that's one thing I found out. Okay, now there's also the spiral line. There is fascial tissue, starts around here. It goes down the neck, crosses to the shoulder. So there's an X right here, right? And then it goes from here down to here. And then it crosses at the lower Dantian. So it's a spiral. And so you have a continuous connection of fascial tissue. The spirals in both directions down your body like a double helix. So when we do circle walking, you tighten one side and loosen the other, and you're building up kinetic energy. So the reason circle walking is so powerful is you're basically tightening one side of the spiral and loosening the other, and then you're walking, which is gentle vibration, and then you do it in the other direction. So you're literally loosening spirals. So here we go. Let's go ahead and get into Tamo's 18. Remember the base is Wuchi? Oh, I like that. Very nice. Feet parallel, knees slightly bent. And you can either push your sacrum to your heels, or if you can, when you relax, you can relax your sacrum and let it drop. I find that it makes my feet, I feel it in my arches. Okay, so we're gonna start with pushing palms. We're gonna work through our muscles and our fascia, warming them up. So lift a ball and bring it up to your midsection around your solar plexus. And slowly, and what I actually do, I push with my feet and I push with my hips, and then I let the hands delay. So I'm trying to practice. Move the body, pull the hands. Move the body, push the hands. Inhale, pull. Exhale, inhale, pull. Now, there are different patterns you can choose. The pattern isn't important. It's the synchronization, right? So if you want to do inhale and then I wouldn't do that, but it's certainly perfectly reasonable. So it's the act of coordinating that's important. The different coordination might be, it's important. For example, if you breathe really fast, you're going to get excited. If you breathe really slow, it's going to calm you down. That's just anatomy. Okay, now let's go ahead and push mountains. As I push with one hand, I'm actually using my foot. I'm going to push with my right foot, and it's going to twist my body, and then I'm going to delay. Now, this is actually using that spiral chain because I'm extending one side, compressing the other, extend, compress. So in fact, if you use your body and delay, notice you're allowing the potential to build up and then the final expression. And so whenever we're doing stuff in TaiChi, Bagua, martial arts, we're trying to loosen the muscles so we can get to the ligaments so that we can allow that potential energy in the form of mechanical, rubbery stuff to happen. Because the muscles are using energy, it's mechanical, it's a physical thing, it's chemical, it's not as fast as elastic. Okay, now the same thing up and down. When we're doing this, we're stretching side to side, so we're actually engaging both the superficial backline as well as that spiral thing going on. So I'm really pushing with my left foot as my right hand goes up. I'm twisting and pushing with my right foot as my left hand goes up. And another little hack or trick, I'm looking forward because that keeps a baseline. If I can certainly turn, but it changes the way you're stretching those ligaments. Okay, now we're going to actively work on that twist. Hands above the head. And I'm trying to keep my hands in the same place, but turning around to pole and then look up. And what is, if I'm looking up, what am I doing? I'm actually releasing or relaxing the type of that spiral chain. Hey, Joe. I don't know what this would do. I don't like that very much. Okay, and go ahead and let that go. So we're gonna go ahead and do some kicking. If you need balance, grab a table or something like that. So let's actually work on the weight part first. So I'm in Wu-Chi, I'm balanced. Remember Wu-Chi, no separation, no distinction. I'm gonna put my weight, I'm gonna actually rotate the foot out 45 degrees. I'm gonna put my weight over this foot. How do I know my weight's over that foot? What's the sign that there's no weight on my right foot? It's not touching. And then I'm going to, you can either touch heel, touch toes, touch heel, touch toe, or if you want, you can do a little bit of balance. And I like to go really slow, but that's a balance thing. And really, I'm feeling the weight on my heel to see if I'm losing weight on the heel or not. Okay, now switch to the other side. Again, take time, bend your knee, push your butt into your heel. I'm actually, by the way, my hip flexor is slightly engaged here, so I'm actually, by doing this, my ligaments are actually pushing my body, and so I'm getting more stability. It's hard, but it's really good for you. Okay, now we're gonna go high. So come back onto the heel, and then the left hand, if the left foot is forward, the left hand's on the back, and then push up, and just touch the hand to the shin. Don't bend forward. You want to keep your torso upright. The height's not important, it's movement. Movement is what's important. And here's another thing. Better is a little bit more than where you are. Don't compare yourself to somebody else. Compare yourself to where you are today, and hopefully you leave a little bit looser. Okay, now other side. The worst thing you can do is use an external standard to compare yourself against, because you're never going to match up. And also, the external standard is highly curated and made perfect. When you see that perfect video, that person did it 100,000 times before you saw their one perfect version. All right, now.
It's like the Horseshoe.
I actually, I have videos of me falling on my ass. It's hilarious. When you fall, it's great. As long as you don't hurt yourself. Okay, so now, let's go ahead and throw some sand on our back. It's a little bit early for this, but let's go ahead and do it. So I'm going to rotate the left foot out. I'm going to go into a cat stance. And then I'm trying to rub the ball of my foot like this and around. So this is hooking. And if you kick yourself in the butt, that's a bonus. Okay, same thing other side. Now, by the way, if you want to kick yourself in the butt, actually, I'm curious, for those of you, where are you feeling tightness when you do this? Like where? Yeah, exactly, that's what I was thinking right here. So how do you stretch right here? Pillow on the butt, sit back, sit back, sit back. Something like this, or even that, and then hold it, and just relax. That will loosen your thighs nicely. Also, shaking and humming will do it. Okay, so now we're going to do sweeping legs, except I want to do, so I'm going to show two versions of it. There's the standard one, where you're not going to, you can do this if you want, but where we do this, right? But I like this one, where we start like this, push, and then circle, step, push, look the other direction, and we're always circling into the middle, push, twist, and look in the direction you're pushing, and then very slowly come on back. And at the end, very gently, but with assertion, push your hands, twist your body, and one more each side. I love how this one feels. I like sweeping a leg a lot, but I like the pause on this version because I'm getting my shoulder blades really nicely warmed up. Questions or comments about that version? Well, really quick, let's do the other one for a second. I want to show you how to do I want to remind you, because when I learned this one, I was counting in my head, so I'm going to give you the counts, right? So just put your hands like this. 1, 2, 3, and then this is over here. I'll give you the hands in. 2, 3. So again, starting from scratch. 1, 2, 3. Step behind is 1. Circle is 2. Step over 3. Step behind is 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. That's part 1. Part 2. Now, here, everyone do this. Just circle your hands in. Just do this for a second. Okay, now, circle your hands in. 1, 2, 3. So we actually start here, so it's 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So from here, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And now it takes a while getting used to it. I counted. And also for 2 months when I was doing the figure 8 practice, I was emphasizing feeling. So the secret is pick one thing and just obsess on it for a week or two. Put it in your back pocket, pick something else. And slowly over time, you're going to fill up your own kind of web of what makes your form your form. All right, let's see. So now, golden leopard reveals claws. We're going to be pulling our chest open as we compress our shoulders. So that's what this is doing. And then there's a balance component and a synchronization. So we lift, step, and this doesn't have to be big. It's about the action of movement. And then sit and pull, sit and pull, sit and pull. And then if you really want to emphasize it, go deeper or shallower. Okay, I come up here. 1, 2, 1. And again, 1, it doesn't have to be big. 2, open, sit, pull. And I'm opening the chest and also squeezing the shoulder blades. And one more each side. Okay, for the next one, pushing mountains, something similar, but for me, I'm pushing straight down my core and then out my legs. So I'm actually doing, if you notice, I'm going straight down, straight down, straight down, to hit the hip, out, 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 out. And then I imagine I'm pulling some energy up from the ground, and I'm pulling it up the inside of my leg, pull, 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 and then down. And then up, inhale, down, exhale. And I actually inhale here. And then I pause, and then I exhale. Make no mistake, when you're doing this, you are communicating with your autonomic system, your so-called autonomic system. You are doing coordinated activity, and also you're controlling your breath. So you're telling your body, hey, we're gonna work, and it's okay. And over time, that calms you down. It reduces the noise in your nervous system. Okay, for tiger straightens its waist, let's go ahead and get a little bit into a horse riding stance, knees bent. So right here, we're already getting some engagement, so we're getting some energy usage. And what I'm imagining doing is I'm actually pulling energy into right here. All right, now what is right here? This is the lower Dantian, right? You know what else it is? This is the place where that spiral thing crosses. Roop, 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 buh. So there's a cross of fascia that starts from the temple and goes all the way around the body on both sides. And so we're actually pulling into the lower Dantian, and I'm actually externally rotating my thighs and opening my hip flexors, and I'm pulling in, around, pushing down. And then if you want a visualization, I sweep out. There's a bunch of smoky energy. My hands are going through smoke, and then all of a sudden it turns into a solid ball, and I'm bringing that solid ball in. And if you want a further visualization, it's lighting up my skeleton. And those visualizations are mental calisthenics. You're increasing your brain's capacity by doing visualizations, but you're still getting good stuff from just doing the physical. So inhale. Okay, so now we're gonna coordinate our superficial back line, and then 1, 2, and then notice, I'm actually throwing my body like this, and then whipping the hands. 1, and go really slow if you want to. Just dig, push, 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 and out. Because the strength of your ligaments and tendons 10 to 50 times what your muscles are, and they also move faster because it's mechanical as opposed to bioelectric. And remind me, what is the defense capability of this? What are we doing? If we were actually working with a person instead, what are we doing? So I'm actually, and I'm serious. I mean, I know this looks silly, but guess what? I'll look like an asshole or silly, and that person's gonna have bloody eyes. Not that I'm gonna hit anybody, but it's about using your body and knowing what your ligaments can do. Okay. So we're going to draw the bow, brace the tiger, and what we're gonna do there is, again, we're gonna be stretching our shoulders in all, so we're taking our shoulder blades and going in all three directions, okay? So, Wu Chi, or maybe a little bit wider, arms up. Let's start with the right hand, form an L. Left hand is fingers. This is the string. Pull, 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 pull. Shoulder blades are compressing. Let go. Other side, swing. Left hand. Grab, string, pull, pull, pull. I'm feeling some nice squeezing in my shoulders. Let's go up. And then we'll go down. Then we'll go down to the right. Up to the left. Up to the right. Down to the left. Around a tree. And then around a tree. And clear. Okay, now for reach forward and grab, I'm going to actually get into a deeper horse stance. And what we're doing here is actually kind of a version of PNF, proprioceptive neuromuscular facilitation, a fancy term for squeeze and release. When you hold a muscle tight and let go, you tend to get a rebound where it turns it down a little bit. And so what I'm doing is that. And also, I'm tensing my whole body except for my face so that it's not a global tense, it is a controlled tension. So that, again, I'm talking to my autonomic system and I'm giving it some information. So I'm going to pretend that I'm grabbing a bar. I'm going to pinky toe, pinky finger, ring toe, ring finger, etc. I'm squeezing everything except the face, and then I'm squeezing, squeezing, squeezing. I'm pulling my feet in together, whole body, and then relax. Sweep around. What I'm actually doing is I'm grabbing a big old ball of energy, and then I'm straightening it into a pole, and now I'm going to squeeze, 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 and I'm bending that bar, and right as it gets into my body, it breaks and it shatters and puts all that energy right into my body. Again, the visualization is good for your brain. The actual visualization probably isn't that important. One more time, and then into your sides here. And then we could use your arms, but don't use your arms. Just like we were doing in Goose Flaps Its Wings, push, extend the hip flexors. And you could do alternate as well. If you're going to do alternate, right foot pushes left foot. And also delay. So watch, delay. It's the delay that makes all the difference. Because what's happening is, as I delay, notice I'm twisting the spiral, and then it's pulling the arm along. Twisting the spiral chain. Notice we're doing a figure 8 here. And the figure 8's important because you're stimulating side to side. That's good for your brain, good for your body. Okay. Dragon thrashing its tails. We're going to start up top, and then I'm going to go down the center, rotate out to the right, out the foot, and swing up. Down the center, and then about the hip, I turn my body out, rotate, swing up. Continue at your own pace. And I tend to exhale, and then inhale. And one more for me. Hands together behind the back of the head. If you can, or whatever, elbows approximately together, thumbs on your third eye. That gives you a nice stretch between your shoulder blades. Do what you can. Down here. Now, we often talk about if you stimulate this, it creates the warrior cells. True, but it's delayed. It's not like this is creating warrior cells. This is loosening this up, and over time, consistent practice, that tends to encourage. The connections are never nearly as direct as you want them to be. Okay, now we're going to do dragon strikes out. Again, think about pulling a lawnmower. I'm actually pulling a lawnmower cord, and then finally, it lets go. Pulling a lawnmower cord. So notice, I'm pushing and my arm is not moving, and then finally, twist and go. Pull, delay, twist, express. And again, if you want, figure 8. And the infinity symbol is a representation of the ligaments crossing the body and the circular motion of energy. And then finally, what time is it? Pivot and push forward. Okay, so pivot and push forward. We're going to lift, step. Now I bring my hands together. I should have done something with the hands. I bring my hands together here, and I visualize I'm pulling some kind of flower, and then I'm pulling the string up, and then when it gets here to the third eye, I open, and a white lotus blossom opens up. I come into that weight, or into the back leg, lift, got the lotus, and then step, down the back, hands sweep out, come together. I grab a weed, a lotus, I pull it up, pull it up, pull it up, and then it expands into a lotus, and the flower, the leaf blooms. Okay, now, question. Just for a second, just stand there, close your eyes if that's coming, and do a body scan. Are you noticing anything? Anywhere in your body? Any kind of tingling, any kind of heat, any kind of coolness? You want to go outside, girls? Say that again, what?
I can feel the blood pulsing in my face.
Great, 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 great. So to demystify chi, your blood is flowing. Increased blood flow means your heart's increasing, so your sympathetic system is up. I had a kitty pass. It's fine. I mean, I'm dealing with it. But yesterday, I had a headache for all day, and I was just tense up here. And I checked my blood pressure. And normally, when my blood pressure is like that, my lower number is like 100, 110, which is bad, right? It was 73. So even though I had a lot of blood flowing in my body, my internal system was relaxed. And so it was like, okay, well, this is not a problem. And because of that, I started doing some stretching because I was in the kitchen baking pudding and I had some time. I do a lot of stuff in the kitchen. And I did this, and in doing that, afterwards, I noticed my heel released. And so what I found really good is if you used an AI tool and you just give the raw idea of like, okay, I had this tingling here, what might that be? It's really good at connecting to both Eastern and Western stuff and bringing it together, right? So it's really helped me integrate stuff. But anyway, my heel is fixed because I did stretch. So any questions or comments before we take a quick break? All right, let's take a quick break and then we'll work on the form. Good to see you, man. How you doing? What now?
So work's kicking my ass.
So any news on that new system that are putting it in? Has that been figured out?
We've been going to classes. The classes have been a joy. And next month, okay, we can't take any leave or anything like that. If you have a doctor's appointment, they'll put you on AWOL until you bring a doctor's release.
No, dude, it's their system is their system, right? You're working for it, regardless of how good or bad it is. You're working in it, so you have to know how to work with it. Right? That's just the reality. Yeah. Even though we can agree it's pretty ridiculous, but I get it. And the training being ridiculous, my guess is someone saw an opportunity. They create bogus training so they can basically make money training bullshit.
No, it's internal people that are doing it.
Oh, okay.
But here you got, say, 20 people in a classroom. We've got laptops. 32-inch screen up there on the board. This guy's talking a mile a minute. I've got the only time I wear my bifocals is if I'm going to a class or something, because when I'm working, I take my glasses off. I'm nearsighted, I don't need them. Okay.
So that means I'm farsighted. I can never remember. I can see far, but I can't see near. So farsighted means I can see far. Nearsighted means you can see near, right?
Nearsighted means you can't
See far. Okay, great. Yeah. So that's good. It's like when they say the wind is southwest wind. Is that coming from the south or going to the south? I can never know. Yeah. Same thing. Okay. Anyway.
But I'm looking at the screen and stuff. It's like you can't even really read it because it's so small.
We're meeting for lunch at Sausage Sicilian.
Sounds good to me.
I'm just checking on the docs. I saw someone out there. Just go ahead. Keep talking.
You guys want donuts for lunch back there?
Oh. Just some random. Hey, Penny, come here, baby. Penny. Penny, come. Just like me, he's walking around. Anyway.
But during the orientation, I was sitting next to my branch chief. I told him, I said, you know what would be better than this? I'm just way down here and this motherfucker's up here. I said, if they'd have gave us some little booklets, pamphlets or something, took us to the base theater, have, you know, where you'd be able to see what the hell's going on, and even show somebody actually doing
Oh yeah,
doing
100%.
it. While they're explaining all this stuff to us, we could be taking notes and everything. And he looks at me and goes, well, maybe next time we'll do that. I said, next time either one of us will be there. I walked away from it. You know?
By the way, I want to confirm neurologically, everything you said is actually hugely important. If you actually, like, for example, I don't know if you notice, a lot of times when Rick starts describing something, I watch him, I don't do it along with him. I did that naturally. It turns out there's good neurological reasons to do that, because in doing that, I'm basically activating my mirror neurons, and so I'm taking it very differently. And then having the actual movement along with him is also really valuable. So that's like filling in more detail. So for me, I get the high level by watching, and then I get the detail by going through it. And it really does make a difference for me from learning.
Well, at the same time, you go into more detail than what he does, explaining what some of the stuff works. You got to do that. And that helps.
So are they, do they sell their house?
What they're going to do, we're going to go on 12-hour shifts and be moving around different areas. And
The moving around different areas is good. The 12-hour shifts is ridiculous, but whatever, it's what they're doing.
yeah, that's only going to be a couple of weeks of that.
Nah.
But on the 28th of this month, we're going to start taking it straight.
I was out of coffee, so cold brew from.
So we can do the training. So what's going to happen afterwards? We're going to be so backed up. It's
John's okay. He actually was here for several weeks because starting on the
maybe we'll learn something as we go along, and then as things go along, they might alter.
I guarantee you're going to learn something. You might learn something about the process. You might learn more about how much they were full of crap and what their training was. You're going to learn something. I'd hit the restroom real quick, and then we'll get going. Hi, Tenny. Hi, baby. Hi. Oh, come here. Oh, my baby. That's right. Get your disgusting tongue all over my. Let me smell how gross your mouth is. Okay, I have on offer many things. We could just go through the form. We've got, come on into the middle. We could go through, say, the form with me sort of talking through a particular kind of detail. Does anyone have a preference?
I can always use help on the
Second part of the form. Now, come on into the middle so you'll see more of what's going on. Let's do this. I was thinking about doing some stuff on empty stepping today. So how's about we just go through we'll go work on the second part of the form, follow as well as you can, and I'll move side to side to give you something to look at. And then we'll sort of talk through some of the differences, because the second part of the form has instead of going into single whip, instead of doing this at the very first, that's the one place in the form where we clean the Mini Cooper. right? So let's go through that in a little bit of detail. I'm going to stand over here for now, and then I'll move side to side. So we start in cross hands. Now we're going to take the tiger to the mountain. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to push. I'm going to go. Do you mind if I go into a little bit of like too much detail for a little bit? I'm going to go through and tell you a lot of stuff. And if it's overloading, just ignore it. But some of the stuff is, there's a lot going on even here. So hands are crossed. I'm going to push my left foot into my right and I turn. So now my weight's in my right foot. Push the left hand down, right hand up. This left hand is coming around someone's back. You're grabbing someone's hand. So now I've got them on the smaller back. I've got their hand. Notice I've turned my foot in. Now I'm going to go in 45 degrees. So I'm going to step and I'm pushing them off into, and then this is a ward off. Grab, elbow, pull back, and then I'm going to press, twist. My weight's going around the outside of my right foot. Now I'm coming back to the left foot. I'm on the heel, and then I'm pushing. And then I actually do not continue extending my torso, so my torso is right centered between my legs. Flat, retreat, clean the top of the Mini Cooper, and I'm rotating my foot as I rotate my arms. I'm going to push into my right foot as I take my hands to the left. Step up, clear step, additional clear. Now I'm going to strike up with my whatever the hand is called, the hand, spear hand. And then, by the way, and right here, I'm here, and then I'm going to hit a rib, so I'm actually hitting the rib cage. So I've struck here, and then rib cage, right there. Now, I'm going to set my foot down. I'm going to sweep my hands out. My weight is now centered right over my feet. I'm pushing back into the back leg, looking, lift for balance, step back, press. Extend the hands, weight's now over the center of the body. I'm pushing back into the back leg, and then I'm lifting, press. Expand into the middle, push back into the back leg, lift. And the lift doesn't have to be high. It can be high, it can be low. It's your lift. It's not my lift. It's not anyone else's lift. Expand into the middle, push into the back leg, lift, step, press, expand, retreat, lift, press. And then I'm going to press into my back leg, step, and then I'm going to grab a ball, throw a frisbee. And then I retreat. I hollow out because someone's coming at me. I step back and I grab. I'm grabbing someone's arm. And then stomp. Now, I lift my leg here for balance. This is not part of the form, but I'm doing it because I like to add balance into what I'm doing. I'm going to now grab the arm, elbow, pull it back as I step between their legs. And now I'm pushing my shoulder into their breastbone, and I'm throwing them over my leg. And now I'm going to push into my right leg, step up, stork, spreads its wings. Twist my torso, hand goes down a wall, the other hand comes up, grabs an incoming punch, protects the temple, step, and then brush knee. And then I'm going to continue stepping forward because they've grabbed my hand, and I'm going to take my needles to the bottom of the C. And again, this is a functional move, but I'm taking it from a functional move into a stretch and just extending because why not? And then push off, block, step, press. Okay, now here we go. Retreat into the back leg, twist, 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 block. I'm going to come over here for a second. Now, I'm going to push my left arm up as a defense. I'm bringing my right hand down here. Step. Here's what I'm doing. So I'm doing this. Strike. Continuing the motion up. Snake creeps out or whatever this is called. I'm going to grab their arm and then pull their arm as I hit their face. I'm going to grab their arm again. I'm going to step up, then step down. That's deflect down, parry, and punch. Then I'm going to retreat, grab a ball, and then grasp sparrow's tail sequence that we do about 9 times in the form. And then press, keep your torso over your midline erect. Retreat, hands drop, hands cross the sky. We're gonna grab a ball. I'm like this, teabag here. I'm gonna grab a ball, push the teabag over the sink, step. Now, I'm using my right hand to push my left leg through a clear, and then as soon as my left leg set, or my right foot steps, I then push and twist my torso. Retreat. I'm sorry, come into wave hands like cloud. I was in the wrong place there. So hand goes out, hand goes down, other hand goes up, foot steps. And then I slide, 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 slide. Hand goes out, hand goes down, other hand goes up, step. Hand goes out, both hands move opposite, step simultaneously. And then finally, grab a teabag, clear, press, and then you're going to catch an incoming fist, step up, boom. Now this is a palm heel strike here, and this is protecting, so that's what it looks like. So we've done this. Now I'm going to step, grab an arm, pull, sweep clear, grab an incoming punch, again, pisiform bone down to elbow, step, grab an arm, pull, clear. Now I'm gonna just watch this. Just step, shift your weight to your back leg, roll, 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 roll. Shift your weight to your right leg, and now here I can lift. And let me go over here. So now that I've got my weight on my back leg, I can do that. And then step, brush, brush knee. And then this is going to be a clear punch. Protect the groin, protect the hand. Move my weight to my back leg, my right leg, turn. And now I'm back to ready to do. So we're here, step, again, boom. That's what we're doing here. And notice this is keeping the flow, so I go like this, and then I come up, grab, punch, and then deflect downward, parry, and punch. Clear, grab, step, and then we're going to push into their chest, grab an incoming punch, down here, punch up to their head, clear, break, step, punch, clear, and then we kick. And this is where, controversially, I'm going to set my foot down, rotate, rotate, step, temples, into this leg, step up, my weight's on my right leg, and then cross, twist, however you do this. Over time, you can get better at doing this on the balls of your feet. Another kick, deflect downward, parry, punch. Someone's grabbed your wrist, clear, press. And then finally, just for detail, that hand stays. I'm whipping this out. So I'm pulling away, clear into cross hands, and then we'd go to the next part. So that was a whole lot of detail. Was that any good for you, or was it too much, too little? Give me a reading.
Why was one thing?
Okay, let's talk about this. For 12 years, I would do it like this. Let me think about this. Okay, so I would do this, right? That's fine. But if I want an empty step, so an empty step is the foot that's about to move, the weight goes off of it. So again, empty step. That's the very, very beginning of the form. I actually put my weight into one side, empty step. Empty step, empty step, shift weight, empty step. Here, what I was doing was, I would do, let's see. So I would do this and that. That's how I used to do it. So now I would do this. 1, empty step, 2, 3, step. That's it. So for, okay, so I'll go through, let me go through that in real and slow. Okay, so let's see. Let's start from here. So I'm here, and then I press up. So I'm going to push my way here. Someone's got a fist coming in, so I'm going to grab their fist. Now this is a fascial grab, and if you want, we can talk about that in more detail. So I'm bringing their fist down to about my lower Dantian, and notice I'm taking this hand and I'm hitting their temple. All right, now I'm going to break, and I actually break, grab another incoming fist, temple hit. Now I break my own, and then I step into this leg, press, a kick. I just did the same thing. By the way, I do this in part 2. I used to do this all the time. I would get to the point where I kept doing that in a circle and I wouldn't get out of it. So let's see. So from here, so let's see. And then I come here. So from here, 1, 2, 3. Now, David, I don't know if I actually answered your question there. Did I answer your question there? Because I got lost. What was your original question? Yes, so that. Okay, so again, we're here, right? And then I push back into my, what would be my right leg. That foot's now set down. I'm going to push into that left leg. Now that I've got the weight off the right leg, I can clear, because my weight's there. Notice step. And then, so I'm grabbing the incoming fist and punching. That's a clear. Now I move my weight into my left leg. And I just did it again, didn't I? I can't get out of that loop. So from, yeah, 1, 2, 3. And then for this, now what I'm doing here is I'm crossing, I'm pushing down on my, you don't have to do this, but this is what I'm doing. So I can spin in place by doing something like that. So I'm here, cross, and notice I'm pushing my calf into my shin. Right? So I'm actually using physics and angles to make that happen. I'm not using just my feet. I'm using the whole body. Yeah, so we're here, step over. Now just push that foot down and push the heel back. I've already gotten this far. And since I'm doing that, I have momentum, right? So here, I've got momentum. That's interesting, so. Oh, that's weird. It's weird doing the opposite side. So here, step. So that's how I twist in place when I'm at the end of each of the parts of the form.
It's funny, in the Air Force, even marching band, it was like that.
Yeah, it's the same thing. So
Behind,
yeah.
but you've got this foot.
Well, I guess
Actually, it keeps you going.
Yeah, so front, yeah, so actually behind is the same thing, right? That works.
But that gets you 180, but what you do gets you to 360.
Well, yeah, it's certainly, yeah. But again, it's the same idea. So I'm actually using one foot flat, the other one's, and I'm doing, and by notice if I have this foot flat and I try to do that, I'm going to twist my leg. But because I'm doing, let's see, my legs are twisted. It does get me quite a bit around, doesn't it? Mm-hmm. Yeah. And the way you do that is you keep trying, you find something that works, and then you describe it to people, and then it really makes sense to you. All right, well, anyway, it's a little bit after. If you are interested, we'll do some Bagua circle walking after a short break, but otherwise we'll call it a day. Apparently saucy Sicilian today at what? When are you going?
I'm not gonna stay for.
You're not? 12:30? Oh, not till 12:30? Okay.
Okay.
12? Okay.
I'm not gonna stay for practice, if you guys wanna go earlier.
Either way.
Your call. Doesn't matter.
12 or 12:30 or 12:15?
Do
12's good.
Huh?
12's good if you want to come.
You've got an hour.
Going to lunch.
I left some money for Rick. Do you want me to keep it till next week? Or do you
I mean, if you give it to Rick, I mean, I give it to Rick if you don't. It doesn't matter either way. You're welcome. You're welcome. I'm not too worried about the formality. You know, I want a Marshall application, but I want the Marshall stuff to be a mix-in, not a formality. Like, so if I'm doing this, I'm being Marshall. If I'm doing this, I'm being flowy, as opposed to, you know, it's always Marshall.
You always have great information.
Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate it. It's just me processing, you know, because I have to figure this stuff out just like everybody else, right? I've got rockets. You've got sushi. Yeah. I think I might go with David's socks. I mean, either one of you. Yours are pretty good as well.
It's a teddy bear.
Oh, it is.
Looks like he's wearing a kilt or something.
Yes, he is.
As one does. Teddy bears should wear kilts, right? Hi. Oh, come here. Hi, sweetheart. You want to go outside? Want to go outside for a bit? Come on. Okay. Come on, let's go. Yeah, you can go outside. Come on. You too? Okay. Come on. Enjoy.
How much rain did you get last night? Yeah, first of all, it seemed like it was going to be nothing. But then it just kept coming.
Let's just do it this way.
Yeah.
I'll go again, I'll go sometime. Like the weather this week, I mean, I've been well more or less for 2 days. But I got a little bit,
Feeling.
yeah, I'm just gonna take it easy.
Thanks, Brett.
Thanks, Mike. See you later.
I'll see y'all next week.
Hi, Ripley. Hi, baby. Oh, come here.
So where's the dynamic duo?
Which dynamic duel?
Rick and Kelly.
Well, Rick, I don't know. I think he had something going on, and so he asked me to teach like a couple days ago. So no idea.
Okay. I know. Getting that house cleared out to move.
I got more plant. I grabbed a bunch of his plants, and I've got more of them to grab. I just haven't managed to grab them all yet.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've grabbed them and transplanted them. So I'm taking all the cacti and the succulents of the TaiChi, the former TaiChi guy, putting them into my house, and then I'm teaching. So it's like a transfer of cacti and a transfer of TaiChi class.
Master Wong.
Actually, a lot of the plants are from his former patients. Yeah, but I've got like a huge old jade tree and a bunch of, I mean, he had a cactus that was like about this tall. And the poor thing was in a pot this big, and it had to be up against the wall. So I gave it a much bigger pot. Basically, I took a lot of his cacti or succulents and just repotted them into bigger pots because poor things needed to breathe.
Right.
They needed some room. What do you think, Joe? You like that?
Yes. I wasn't listening to it.
Oh, just like whatever, the footwork or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
So what time we do that?
Then we do the short form. When we do the short form, you go to box ears, then you do a 180.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
In the short form.
Mm.
They they do the 24 form, then that's the beginning class.
I'll stick around for a while.
Okay. Well, we can just start now if you want. I mean, there's no reason to wait. So, interestingly, I'll say something that's going to sound strange. I am detached from the form. And what I mean by that is, I get that there's people's opinions on the form, and there's an opinion on an ideal version of the form, but I don't have an ideal body. So I need to worry about how the form works for my body. And so in a sense, by saying it's empty, and putting time into it, I'm actually making it more, to me, more important, because if there's a universal thing out there that I'm referring to, then it's always there. But it's not, it's my relationship to the thing that I care about, and so I spend time on it. So I don't know a lot of the different forms. I know that our first part is similar to a short form, but there's also a short form, and it's very interesting to me because I'd love to see all the differences. Right? And then, you get the basic macros of the different forms, and then you do stuff like, where do you put your arms? Like, for example, this is martial. This is flowing. They're both fine, but like, if I'm in a bar fight, I probably don't want flowing. But if I'm trying to work on my fascial network, I probably want flowing. So it's all a matter of context.
See at the
Situational.
Yeah.
see there at the Senior Wellness Center, it's mainly senior citizens. They're just working on balance.
Yep.
And so I found that, just real fast. And so they have what's called the 24 form. And that's the beginning, where it's just for people who don't know nothing about Tai Chi.
Movement is, and that's the thing, get moving.
Yeah, just
Absolutely.
get moving.
Yeah.
And then once you learn the form and know the different forms in the 24, go to the 108, because it's the same thing, it's just repeated. There's maybe a few things.
Sure.
But and that's what they do there. Then I come here and I'm learning more. I tell people, there's the beginning, there's intermediate, this is advanced.
Yeah.
That's the way I look at it.
The danger of that is, the mistake I make is, like, I want to talk about empty stepping, but honestly, people like who are learning, they need to step up into a ball.
Yeah.
They don't need to all the details of empty stepping. So I gotta make sure I'm using. It's not skill for me to go into empty stepping if someone doesn't get off the couch very often, right? But let's go ahead. You want to do, okay, so circle walking. Okay, you want to continue the bear palm changes? What would you like to, I would go with bear or dragon, but I don't personally have a preference.
Well, I
I
haven't
won't
done,
be there because
haven't done the
I
dragon.
don't keep up with it.
Okay, well, let's just do bear. Let's do bear.
I've
And
done the bear and the open lines, tigers.
you want to do tiger? We can do basic tiger as well. So let's go ahead. I'll tell you what. Let's go ahead and do the basic bear, and then we'll do a basic tiger, just sort of a warm up. So we'll start with a couple circles, and then we'll do them. Now, 3 circles, or 1 circle for the bear, the basic bear.
Basic bear one, so.
Okay, great. So here, let me go ahead and set a center. So we have the center of our circle. Well, but she might move. She will move. Okay. So, okay, let's all face the left on the inside. So we're going to start traditionally counterclockwise. It doesn't matter. Just do both sides. But as Rick would say, it's good to learn one side. So feet parallel. I'm going to relax my knees. Either push or relax my sacrum down to feel some weight in my heels, and then that will help move my inside or left leg forward. Raise your shutter. Twist into the middle. And now drop your right hand. Make a big old C, and ideally you want your hand sort of like, you want your chest slightly open, your hand palms facing each other, and then step. I'm not going to worry too much about the stepping for right now. I'm not going to talk through it. Let's just go ahead and step. So we're compressing our left spiral, and we're stretching or expanding, we're flexing on the right side and compressing on the left side. Okay, go ahead and stop, and with the left or inside foot forward, step onto the heel, and then just spin around, drop your hands, and keep going in a circle, keep going in a circle, keep going in a circle, and then open the other way. And let's go walk in the other direction. Now, we're doing a big flowing circle there. The hand dropping into the middle, that is a block. This is a pierce, but we're just doing more flowing. But there's a functional martial aspect of that. And then there's the stretchy, let's work on our ligaments version that we're doing. Now, if you want a challenge, keep your inside foot always stepping forward and then twist your outside foot in to make you go in a circle. I'm overemphasizing it right now to remind myself of that. Okay, now step with the inside or right foot. Step forward on the heel. Drop, 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 circle, 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 circle. Keep circling. And then step into the middle. And let's do one more each side. So when I'm walking, I'm sliding my feet, I'm using my glutes to push the foot forward. Okay, let's stop with the inside foot. Step forward on the left heel. Drop, 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 and circle up, 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 and then okay, and go ahead and just relax. Just stand there for a second and check. Where do you feel stuff? Do you feel any kind of tension, tingling, heat, cold, anywhere in your body? Here? Okay. What about you, Joe? Getting flat. I'm noticing like my trapezius muscles are sort of tingling. Yesterday, my traps were locked all day long. You know, stress of blah, 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 doesn't matter. And interestingly, I thought shaking would loosen it. Shaking would not loosen it. It needed more direct force. And so that's why I had to actually do a targeted stretch. And then so shaking kind of got the outside looseish, and then the actual targeted stretch finished it. And then afterwards, shaking, I could feel the gel-like nature of the whole thing. All right, questions about that? Okay, I'm gonna demonstrate with you, Joe, what I'm actually doing. What I'm actually doing is something like this to block. So that's what this is doing, something like that. So block, and this could be, it could be any number of things. But that first hand, this is block, and then this is some kind of strike. And again, here's the thing. I don't plan to get into a fight, right? The reason I care about the martial applications is to put a limit on the bounding box of how I'm moving. And in thinking about that, I'm literally preloading my subconscious to sort of have an idea of what to do. And so when you set the intention at the beginning of the form, I want to do this martially. You're basically saying to your body, block your body, don't block wide. And so that's kind of what we're doing there. We're sort of preloading our brain saying, hey, we're doing this, so go ahead and let's work on that together.
That's a good idea.
This is called
What it is, what you're doing.
tiger opens.
This is lion. Yeah, but lion, tiger.
Okay, lines open. And this is the bear claw.
This is bear. Yeah.
So what you did there, the bear claw, means same thing.
Yeah.
Of course, this way you go like this.
Yeah. So actually, let's go ahead and do bear. So let's go ahead and do bear, because it'll be great to compare them side by side. It's really good to go through the basic animal palm changes to see that there's a lot of similarity, right? Okay. So again, knees bent, feet parallel, hip width apart. When you push your sacrum into your heels, use that to sort of push the inside foot forward. Raise a shutter, twist in the middle, and then push. Now I'm actually twisting, so I'm trying to get my arms are medially rotating. That's more than I'm actually doing, and I'm trying to emphasize the pisiform bone. All right.
To be looking
through my palm.
should be in the center.
So the thing is, okay. So if I'm here, I'm looking there, but I'm actually going through my hands. So I'm looking through my hands. So I've got my center line. I've got my palm somewhere relative to my center line, and I'm looking. If I'm actually looking in the same direction as between my palms. But notice, I want.
Right's in the Dantian. Where's the left?
They're both Dantian level. But another thing I want to point out. I'm not moving my arms. Notice, look. I'm moving my torso, my arms are attached. So again, watch this, watch this, watch this. That's fine, that's fine, that's fine. No, I'm not doing that because now I've just lost the integration of my body. I'm doing it all arms. So here, 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 here. If this is where you're at, this is where you're at. If this is where you're at, but again, this is fine, but notice I'm not doing that. I mean, right? So I'm trying to keep my whole body engaged. And if I do this, I'm losing the connection with the spiral that goes from the head, shoulders, and so on. Does that make sense?
I used to do that just for the more of the.
Yeah. And
standing up and stuff.
if you're trying, okay, let's say you really are working on, like you're trying to get more of a stretch. Fine, do this. But notice, I'm going to do something like this. This is perfectly good to do. Nothing wrong with this at all, because I'm getting a good twist. But if I want to be integrated, I want to try to keep the whole thing so the torso and the arms are in connection to each other. And then I can walk. So let's go ahead and do that. And all that twisting, man, I've got some, in my pecs, I've got a lot of talking in my pecs right now from what I've been doing here. So another thing, if you want to really engage this even more, I'm pushing my fontanelle up, which brings my chin back, which engages that superficial back line. And I've got my ligaments on the front here engaged. So this is really a nice integrated thing. Okay, now stop with the inside or left foot forward. Step with the heel. Now notice, we're going to continue around. I'm still going in the same direction, but I'm starting down. And then step. Boom. So it's the exact same thing. It's just we're here, we started here. Here, we're starting here, and we're ending here. So actually, it's a full circle. It's just for lion, you start and end here. For bear, you start and end here. But it's the exact same directional movement. Right? Okay, so now, right side on the inside, and let's go ahead and go around. And then we'll do that some more. Okay, go ahead and stop with the inside foot. Step with the heel, and then twist, 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 and my arms are moving with the body. And then up, and then down. And let's do it one more time each side. Okay, and go ahead and stop with the inside foot forward. Step onto the heel. Twist, 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 twist. Move your arms together with your body. Actually, move the body and the arms follow. And then finally, step, express, press, and then a few more steps, and then we'll come out of it. So questions or comments about that?
Somehow I keep getting mixed up on that.
Okay, so bring your foot forward. Twist in and move your arms with your torso. Notice, if you remember, your arms are connected to your torso. If you move your torso one way, your arms and shoulders move that same way.
So what's this?
Okay, we're here. Step. Now turn it. No. Okay, that's another perfectly fine thing to do. But notice you're now on the outside of the circle.
Sun rising.
Yeah.
Lonely?
Yeah. So there are multiple versions of it. All right, so we're here. Let's see. We did multiple, right? We did like on the second or third bear, we're doing multiple versions of it, right? Well, okay. So he is doing. Let's see. What is he? Let's see. What's for? I might have just done that wrong. Let's see. So we're here. We're here.
Sun rising. This all the way around.
Yeah. I'm doing it. I'm doing it differently.
Then moon rising.
Yeah, you're right. I'm not doing it the same as Rick. That still feels good to me, but it might not be the same thing. So let's see. We're here, step. I'm coming like so. So he would do this, and then like this. That works too. Let's see. So we're here, I'm here, I step. Okay, so now he's going opposite. And then he does something like this. And then back this way.
And you pause during the rising for some reason.
Yeah.
That's when I feel, when I asked him, I says, well, what is that? I just felt something. He goes, well, what was what? And I said, I don't know, it just went, shoo. He says, that was the soon.
Yeah, dynamic relaxation. So, okay, think about what you're doing here. What's happening? So you've got the superficial line coming up the back. You've got you've got a line of ligament here and here. All right. So you've got your superficial line engaged. You stretch, 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 stretch. So what is this? You're building up elastic potential, and then you're releasing it. So you're sure, makes sense. If you actually have your third bow connected to your second bow, right? They're connected right here. If you do this, you're connected. And so if your body's integrated, what happens? Your whole spinal column goes down. If you've already got your hip flexors open, you've got your pelvic floor neutral. So what am I doing? I'm grounding. I'm actually rooting.
If I don't relax my shoulders, I don't feel it.
Yeah, sure.
So now I'm looking for it.
Yeah, so okay. So here's the thing I just learned. Your muscles are on the outside, and your ligaments are both inside and outside. Your tendons are all over. I mean, so you've got fascial material, the superficial fascia, and so on. So when you're relaxing everything like that, it's all connected. If your muscles are tight, they don't allow the flow through the fascial network as well. If your muscles are loose, the fascial network is engaged. Okay. And think about this. We talk about grabbing for doing a tendon grab, a fascial grab. Fascia have a lot more proprioceptive receptions. So when you actually get your fascia moving, you're literally getting a clear signal to your brain. So what you're feeling is you're feeling you're feeling conductance of electricity through your body. And so when your shoulders are tight, this echo stops here. It doesn't go on. When your shoulders are loose, the whole body moves together. And like I'm getting this nice tingling in my brain right now because your body is always sampling itself. So this slight energetic system is allowing the brain to get a different kind of sample than this kind of thing.
Okay, so next question, open your mouth.
Mm-hmm.
What's the other move? Go like this.
Mm-hmm. Okay, remember, I'm going to grab this hand. So go start from the beginning. So right, so notice what he's doing there. So we're here. Okay, so we're here. Step.
All the way down. Okay.
Remember, we're doing.
Yeah, it's like that figure eight.
We're doing that's exactly. We're doing an unwound figure eight there. So we're here. So up.
Oh, so I'm not moving my hands. Okay.
Down. Up. In the middle. Up towards the middle. Down towards the outside. Up towards the middle. Down towards the up. And then finish.
Okay. Your arms. Here. Here.
Mm-hmm.
Twist.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All the way around.
Mm-hmm. Keep going. Now, that arm goes up now.
Now that.
Uh-huh. Yep. And then down. So down in the middle. And then come up. Keep going up. So here, let's actually do this together. So.
Let's do it the other way.
Okay. So we'll start facing that direction, and then you'll be following me. So we're here. Okay. So step. Hands come down. Up in the middle. Down. Up. Down. And then if we want to, so we come down and then whip it around.
Okay, we're going to go from this direction to this direction.
Okay, so we're here. Step. Down, 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 down. So I'm in the middle. Now I'm here. Then I step up. And then I continue down.
Okay, so the arms.
And then I'm here. And then finally, when I stop, the arms continue their momentum. And I twist back into the center.
Okay. Here.
Okay, so yeah, step down into the middle, and then keep stepping up, 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 up. Yep, yep, yep. Then step down into the middle. Yep, 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 yep. Step, 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 step here, and then up. Keep going. Yeah, keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep it going. Up. You're up here, and then step, and then here, as you come down.
Okay, I haven't got that far yet.
Okay, so let's. Sorry, I'm taking you way too fast.
So anyway, just going from here,
We're here, here, down, turn around, and then as I come back to the middle, I'm up. I think I'm being inconsistent here. Down, up, in the middle, down, and then when I finally decide I've done 3 or however many I'm going to do, I stop. But the arms keep continuing, and then the torso.
There's my confusion. He hasn't gone to that far yet. Just that first move. I think he calls it change. What do you call it? It's 1, 2, 3, whatever.
I don't. I'm not sure what term he. I'm sure if you say it, it'll make sense to me. But
anyway, come here.
We're here, 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 and then I'm going to continue. Continue, and then finally, I decide to stop. Notice at the very end, I'm going to do a.
It's almost like the same thing with the sun rising, moon rising.
Yeah. And the thing, notice what I'm doing. Forget the arms for a second. So I've got my body going in this direction, and then I change the direction. So I'm actually making a wave in my body and making a whip. Right? So we're using the ligaments and the crossing of the ligaments to wind up potential and then express it. And so Bagua is more working on that spiral ligamature, and TaiChi is more on the linear. They both do both, but one tends to emphasize one versus the other.
Okay, when you're walking around the circle, are you keeping your...
Here's what I'm doing. Forget the arms. I could add the arms. So there's a twist, but notice, so I'm doing this with my body. I'm twisting it, but I'm trying to keep my hips forward. So I'm really basically from here, twisting. And in the case of Bagua, I'm actually looking over my shoulder, so I'm going like this. Sometimes we'll keep 2 things posted, and then we'll twist relative to 2 stable points. But in Bagua, we're actually totally expanding the twist.
Are you trying to keep your center here?
Ideally, my spine is like this, and I'm twisting it, ideally. Okay. Now, the spine is somewhat turned and so on, and the physical reality of your body. But ideally, you want to keep your torso, standing walking tree in TaiChi, you keep the torso erect, but twisted. So, notice the palm change doesn't matter. Eagle, tiger, dragon, bear, etc. And then I'm going to turn the other direction. Because for real, when you're doing circle walking, you want to twist in both directions. You'll get yourself, especially if you're twisting at all, be careful. And when you're practicing to turn in both directions, even if you don't do the palm changes, still turn in both directions.
Okay, what did you mention about noticing your foot? Go like this.
Okay, we're here. Okay, okay, here, okay, watch what I'm doing. Okay, so my outside foot is slightly turned in, step forward. Outside foot slightly turned in, step forward. Now, when I step, notice, when I do this, there's a slight twist in my leg. So when I lift my leg, I just let it go neutral and I step forward. Step with a slight angle. I'm really emphasizing, way overemphasizing. If I put my weight into this leg and just let this neutralize, I step forward. So notice what I'm really doing is I'm twisting on the internal leg and then allowing it to go forward. Twist, go forward. Twist, go forward. Twist, go forward. Oh, sorry, baby. Didn't mean to get you there. And so that alone is good. Is hard to do. And so that's why going really slow allowed. So yeah, no, exactly. So I'm feeling it right here, right? And so then I'll do the same thing. Step, twist. Now, if you actually watch, I'm actually sweeping my leg out like this. I'm not actually doing this.
Right foot is actually making a circle.
The outside foot is making the circle.
There's been a lot of just more pressure on the hip.
Ooh, that's really good for the outside of the hip there, isn't it? Yeah, and so that, and the thing is, the reason going slow is so powerful is you have the time to actually feel it. So it's like I'm here, so step, twist, step. And if you practice it slowly, your body eventually figures out the mechanics and then it becomes normal. Just like when I'm doing the grass sparrow's tail sequence.
I want to go like this.
And by the way, that's completely, so okay, so here's the thing. Remember, don't attach to a particular thing. It doesn't matter if it's mud walking or if it's high stepping or whatever. If you're choosing what you're doing, that's what's important. If you're paying attention to your footwork, that's what's important. So level 1 is just doing it. Level 2 is doing it with some intention. Level 3 is, say, learning like the general intention and then following it. And then level 4 is choosing which intention.
There's more stretch on the hip.
Yep.
That's what I'm looking for.
There you go.
That's what I like.
Yeah, so this is a good dynamic hip stretch. And then if you add in static hip stretches like, blaster pose, that combination, you've got the dynamic integration and the deep stretching. And over time, you're going to just loosen those muscles. And once you start to loosen the muscles, you can then start to use it's called tensegrity, I think is the word, the integration of the ligaments. Like for real, last night, I'm doing just countertop push-ups like this with humming. Have you ever done indoor rock climbing? Have you ever done something where your forearms just get exhausted? Like they weren't like deeply exhausted, but the entire horseshoe, it's called the lateral, I don't remember what this chain is called. Here to here to here to here, including the internal and the external. It felt like I'd been doing, and I was cooking pudding, and then and what I was also doing was I was emphasizing pushing with my palm heel because I was working on my back bend, right? So basically what I'm doing is I'm coming in like this, and then I'm pushing the hips forward and pushing up, which in fact, let's see. Last week I did a back bend for the first time. I can't quite push off very well, but I'm getting better, right? And so I'm practicing it on the kitchen top, and I'm also doing the flexibility. So over time, I'm getting to a point where I can do a back bend. And I've never been able to do a back bend in my life because I fell off a train bridge when I was 14, and I fused my back. And I've fixed that.
Wrestling practice. Wrestling practice.
Yeah. Exactly. Being able to pop up out of that. Wrestling, definitely. Okay, so we're here. Down. And as I continue up. Down on the outside, up on the inside, down on the outside. And then when you're finally done, you can do the fine. So we've got a few, I've got plenty of time. You guys are all going to South Sicilian? Not sure.
No, I got another
Okay, but when do you need to leave to get there?
leave there about 10 minutes.
Okay, is there something else you would like to look at? Another palm change or anything else?
Yeah, let's do another palm chain. I don't know any other thing.
Okay, let's go ahead and just do dragon palm change. We'll do a standard dragon palm. So dragon palm, like this, and the emphasis here, push with your pisiform bone there. You know this one, right? And the same thing here, this one's also, so you're pushing like this, right? And really a good way to tell, are you feeling a stretch right here? Basically, you're kind of doing a little turtle back there.
What's the dragon? This is the dragon.
So this hand is slightly bent because you don't want to lock it out, pressing with your pisiform bone. This hand, the hand is pushing with the pisiform bone, but pressing into the elbow.
I'm showing you pressing, not pressing, but pointing, kind of.
Yeah, pointing, protecting. Basically, you either are pointing or you're actually holding a ball of energy, whatever works. But yeah, the relationship is hand, palm. This is dragon palm.
Dragon.
This is dragon palm.
Okay.
Okay, so now a simple version, I'll just really quick show you is, sorry, Ripley, I didn't see you, baby, okay? Yeah, okay, good. Didn't mean to step on you, buddy. So I'm looking,
Here and here.
and Joe, I'm looking over the back side of my palm. So as I twist, I'm looking over that. Okay, so let's go ahead and walk around like this. This one, what now? Yeah, the left hand is like almost straight to the sky, and the right hand is about 45 degrees pointing into the elbow. Hello, girls. Now, a simple version of the palm change. Stop with the foot on the inside, step, and then simply press different. If you're just trying to work on the shoulder and arm change, this is not a palm change. This is just a very simple, like, change of direction. And I'll ask, where are you? Is this hitting you differently than bear or lion in terms of your shoulders?
Yeah.
Now, Joe, if you can, push your inside hand a little bit more forward, a little less bend in it. So if you can. And if you can't, that's fine. Okay. As you keep walking, I'm going to walk. Keep walking. Push my hand. Push into it. Push into it as you walk. There we go. Keep doing that. Push in towards them. Twist and push. Something like that. All right. Does that do anything for you?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so go ahead and relax that. So I'll show you, let's see if I can remember Master Wong's first palm change. Let's see. I haven't done this for a while. Okay, so it's step. As you twist, you clear the pie off the plate, and then you raise a shutter, push out the moon, continue around, hide the flower, lonely goose flies out, and then a pair of geese fly together like that. So,
That's in that long version.
Matt,
Bagua.
it's in Leho Bafa.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Actually, we do that. So, yeah, in fact, we do figure eight, and then we do something like this. Yeah, exactly. That's right there. So let's go ahead and go through that. So we'll start counterclockwise, feet parallel, knees bent. Push the sacrum down, which hopefully takes that left foot and pushes it forward. Raise the shutter, rotate into the middle. Press with the pisiform bone on the inside left hand, and the right hand is pressing and pointing into the elbow. And let's go ahead and just walk around the circle and just walk. Don't worry about the footwork. Okay, stop with the left foot on the inside. Step with the heel. As you turn into the middle, I'm going to rotate my hand so I'm like this. So the left hand is flat, the right hand is pushing off to the side. And step to the left. Carry the wood. Carry. And then about here, roll up a shutter and press out the moon. And then continue step with the right foot around to facing the outside. And then hide your left hand about under your armpit. And then swing the right hand out, big circle. And then use the pointing of your fingers at your right elbow to continue into the dragon. And then continue walking around the circle. With the right hand in towards the Tibetan prayer bowl. Okay, now stop with the inside foot, right foot on the inside. Okay, so step onto the left heel, twist your body in towards the middle as you bring your right hand into a cut. Your left hand is pushing the pie off the right hand. Step, carry the wood, facing into the middle. Roll up the shutter, push out the moon, step around. With the left foot, I'm now facing the outside. Hide a flower. Lonely goose flies out. Pair of geese fly together. And then drop. Let's do it 2 more times. Okay, so go ahead and stop with the left foot on the inside. Step onto the right heel. Twist your left hand into a cut. Push, push, push as you now face the middle. And then carry the wood facing the middle. And then raise the shutter of the left hand. Push out the moon on the right hand and step. And then put the right hand under the left armpit. And then swing the left hand out, lonely goose. Pair of geese fly together. And then back. And one more time. Okay, and stop with the inside right foot. Step up on the left heel. Twist the body into the middle as you cut your right hand. Push with your left hand off the right hand. That's a clear. Step. Carry the wood. Right hand rolls up the shutter. Left hand pushes out the moon. Step through, step through, step through. The left hand continues under the right armpit as you turn and a lonely goose flies out behind you. And then the right and left hand fly together. Up, 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 and then drop down. Dragon. And there we go. That's a lot, isn't it? It's a lot. And just honestly, you can do a lot of Bagua, you can do a lot of palm changes, love it. You can do those 3 palm changes and probably get 95% of the benefit. You know what I mean? There's the actual movement benefit, and then there's the mental catalog of all the things. And right now, it doesn't matter. You're just building any mental catalog is good.
Dragon palm.
Actually, here, tell you what. Push on my pisiform bone right there. Go ahead and push on my pisiform bone. That's pretty strong, right? Now, if I do that, it's even stronger. Because what are you doing? And here, have we done this exercise? Go ahead and push on my hand. I mean, it's...
You're rooted.
Right. That is connected to here. So I've got my...
Right here, like here.
So if I'm doing this, this is what I'm doing here. And what this is basically blocking your front. And if you're worried about a kick, I'm here, I can block. Right, and I can move my body together, block a kick. And then maybe if I actually were to grab it.
Where's your shoulders?
Down. Loose down. So imagine I block a kick, and then I kick into their groin. So I grab, kick.
In the other direction.
So we're here. Actually, I come in for a kick, bring that leg down, and push it out. So we're here. If I come in like here, that's good, except you've opened me up to you. So I'm coming in like this, and now what do? Whatever the hell you want. Right, whatever the hell you want. Now, actually, in bear, I think the 4th and 5th palm change, I don't do this. Bear gets in trouble, right? Bear gets in trouble is something like this. So you block. Oh no, I've opened myself up. And so you do something else. So there's actually one of the palm changes in the bear pose.
So that's what you're saying when he goes, line opens Tiger's mat, second change.
Yeah. So here, let me show you. So the first one. Okay, here's the second one. The second one uses the first one. Then I come back. And notice I'm grabbing in hand, and this is. That was number 2. Number 3 is, number 3 is Bullwinkle. Oh God, how do I got to think about how to do it. So I'm here.
Okay, overload.
Yeah. Well, yeah, this is where we do something like this. But it doesn't matter, right? One palm change gives you a certain kind of stretch in the shoulders. This gives you a different stretch. This gives you a different stretch. So, and then if you ever hear when Chuck is here, he likes to do some kind of chicken stepping. I don't know what it's called. Again, it's not that one particular, okay, so me, I don't attach to ideal forms. When I took philosophy, I never believed in Platonic ideal forms. I thought they were a ridiculous idea. And I believe them even less now. So I don't believe that there's an ideal version of TaiChi. I don't believe that. I flat out reject it. What I do believe, though, is there is a version of the form that I apply to my body, and that is where the perfection is. What is the closest I can do to the underlying intention with my body in this moment?
What is the TaiChi for you?
The TaiChi for me is the experience. It's the experience of practicing.
Yeah.
Right? And I do want to have an idea of a form, because if I don't have an idea of a form, I need some kind of limit to have some constraints to form my thought. I need something than just noise, and TaiChi is great.
Well, now that I understand, well, what is the chi, I can feel it. I'm looking for it during the form.
Yeah.
When I'm by myself and I go, I don't feel it. Can I move a certain way? And now I feel it.
And you have different locks and muscles in your body.
Exactly. What's what I'm looking for? When you're lining up your body.
The bows?
No, when you're lining up your body, that's like Rick. You'll hear Rick grunt and groan sometimes.
Yeah.
That's where his body alignment is right, and the chi is flowing through him, and it's kind of like almost like an orgasm, I guess.
Well, it's actually, in fact, it's like a conductance flow. Literally, your body is wadded up, and so you start to get reflection of energy. I mean, it just can't flow anywhere. And when you get the alignment, it's like, whoosh,
Yeah.
and then you get high conductance. And so, honestly, that can be released as muscle tension. Tears are often a way to both release tension and also get rid of just like plastics and
How many
such.
times have I heard that? You can't feel the chi, visualize it. And it wasn't until Rick did that brushed me and he cracked my body and you go, okay, lower your shoulders, move your hand this way, move your hand this way. And I says, do you feel it? Well, I feel something.
There you go.
That's your chi. I'll be damned.
No, that's it. Seriously, dude, when I started TaiChi, I was like, whatever, chi, whatever, don't care. And then about 5, 6, 7 years in, I was like, okay, I don't know what it is, but it seems like it's there. And then for months, I was like really getting all this idea on what chi is. And I told Rick I'd done this for like 30 seconds. I could just feel all my body. He's like, yeah, that's chi. You said you couldn't feel chi. It's like, oh, that's chi? So what you're basically saying, you could have just said, I don't know, biomechanical energy.
Well, whatever.
No, but the point is, my brain was thinking mysticism, and no, it's, I mean, the mysticism is a model, and I think it's as correct as the Western model, but I needed something a little more concrete to make the connection, and now it's like, yeah, there's energy everywhere.
But now when I'm practicing by myself, I'm looking for it.
Good.
It's just that I'm not in balance.
Yeah. Anyway, good seeing you, Joe. Talk to you next time. And going forward, this is basically what the class is going to be like. It's going to be the same as Rick's. Other than I'm going to mix in some other random stuff. See ya.